welcome to Most Haunted. The building behind me is said to be one of the most haunted pubs in Great Britain. Poltergeist activity, apparitions and phantoms. We just had to come and investigate the Chough Hotel in Somerset.
Located on the main high street in the town of Chough, this historic hotel is named after a type of crow that usually inhabits Britain's coastal regions. The building dates back to the 16th century and even survived a fire that swept through the town in 1578. It has housed a rich tapestry of geysers, playing host to both useful innocence as well as sordid debauchery. With over 400 years of tales to tell, its walls have also stood witness to the West Country's bloodiest battle.
It's got a very, very interesting history. The main part, to be honest with you, is 1685 and the Battle of Sedgemoor. It was then that Judge Jeffreys came down here and conducted the bloody assizes, and there is a definite report of 12 men from Chough that were tried at the old courthouse down the road from here, and those 12 men were hanged, as were probably 300 men of Somerset, many of them tortured beforehand, some of them hanged, drawn and quartered in great agony, some of them hanged at the side of the crossroads. It was also for a time a school, so obviously we're going to hear children, and it was reputedly a brothel. Who knows how many different atrocities have been carried out here in this building.
When we first moved in, our youngest daughter used to play in her bedroom, and we couldn't figure out why she was playing hide and seek by herself, and she'd just say with a friend or imaginary friend or whatever, but she wouldn't actually tell us that it was a friend or an imaginary friend. We just sort of looked around and there was no one there, but she was definitely playing. Quite often they'd go off on their own and be talking by themselves, and there was no one there.
The ghost of a girl called Elizabeth has been seen walking across this room. She's said to also play with some of the children that live here. Apparently she killed herself in 1845 by drinking poison, as she didn't want to end up being a prostitute like her mother and sister.
Shannon, our eldest, wouldn't go down our back stairs, which leads to another room, because she said that she saw somebody there with a sword.
There is a report in one of the bedrooms that someone was stabbed to death, a man, and on many occasions people sleeping in that room have seen a dark shape hovering in the corner of the room, moving across the room towards the foot of the bed. I'm sure that's going to be one of the rooms that we'll be doing vigils in tonight.
I was in the office one evening locking up, and a man appeared in the doorway and just didn't seem to really want to disappear. I stood there for what felt like a long time.
Just hear bangs, as if sort of when people walk into things, and you might hear like cracks, or could be anything, but it's just not nice.
So it's an interesting place, to say the least. One or two places I'm not too keen on. The attic as usual.
An old man was hanged in here, and ever since then, the image of his body has been seen hanging from the rafters. Also, violent poltergeist activity occurs in the attic. Light bulbs explode, and things move around and make a noise when no one's here.
I'd never go in the attic. Why? It's because people I know have been in there, and it's just, they've said things that have happened are just horrid.
The bar area is the most active place in the inn, where 2 male apparitions have been seen here and also by the pool table, along with the ghostly images of an elderly couple.
We've had people walking behind the bar, which we couldn't really see, but you could sense them, hear the footsteps. Didn't really have any explanations for it. Had people appearing in doorways and then just disappearing.
I saw
somebody stood at the bar when I was here after I'd finished work. Quite a nasty looking gentleman.
There's something going on here. Not quite sure what, but I do think there is something.
It's also said that the infamous Judge Jeffreys resided here during the assizes. Could it be his ghostly image that's been seen standing by this fireplace? We have 24 hours to find out.
For a long time, I've wanted to invite a renowned skeptic along on an investigation. Our guest for the night is Most Haunted Live presenter, Dr. David Bull.
So what are you expecting to happen tonight?
I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. Possibly nothing. I'm expecting a lot of drama from one or two of the mediums. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but I expect them to be saying, oh, I can feel, oh, thank you, oh, yes. Whether there's any resemblance to any fact in there, I don't know. So I don't know. I have no idea. I think the only difference for me is that instead of watching you on a lovely screen by a roaring fire, I'm actually going to be in the middle of it tonight. So I wouldn't say I'm nervous. I have a level of anxiety.
Whether there is any real reasoning behind David's apprehension is yet to be proved, and the rest of the crew were equally excited and scared at what the night may hold for us. We've invited psychic Derek Akora to the building for his guidance on just who does reside at the Chough's Hotel.
I am led to that bar. This spirit energy of a man, a bit of a prankster. I wouldn't be at all surprised whether either bottles, glasses that would be in this area would be shifted, moved, placed down. But, you know, he wouldn't be of malice. He wouldn't break the things.
Who is that person?
Can you give me that again, please? I feel he's a high official, a lord, and his name is Jeffrey.
Derek felt drawn towards the opposite end of the barroom, and particularly the fireplace, the scene of several ghostly sightings.
Okay. Most definitely his energy manifests here. I can even sense the residual energy from him. Come on. George, what? You said that to me earlier on. What does that mean? Yes. George was responsible for meeting justice or meting out justice. Okay, say it again. Make it nice and clear for me. George Jeffrey, George Jeffreys. George Jeffreys, his manifestation with his energies is here in visitation.
Who was he then?
Who was he, Sam? George is responsible for meting out justice for souls who were put to slaughter. And
is he a good man or a bad man?
He thought he was. I feel he thought he was a good man, but he's not. He's not, and his energies depict that he's not. And he's, if anything, I'd say it's got an evil side to him.
Could this presence belong to the hated, hanging Judge George Jeffreys? And how long will we have to wait before he reveals his true nature?
I'm convinced I just saw something.
What's that?
Our visit to the Chough's Hotel with our guest David Bull has already indicated the presence of a George Jeffreys. Sometimes the prankster, but also the evil authoritarian. But will Derek detect any other barroom spirits?
Can you pick up on anything in the room here of what maybe it once was, or can you see, can you go back and pick up on the...
Winifred! What? Someone's made me shout Winifred. Winifred. That was a woman's voice. Sorry, forgive me shouting.
Who's upstairs? Just checking.
Sorry.
Sorry.
What is Winifred? What is Winifred? What does it matter? That's a name. Winifred walks here. She's one of them that is in visitation here. She's caused a number of things as witchcraft.
Can I just say something? You know, earlier on when I said, who was that? Is there anybody upstairs? Did you all hear the footsteps?
Yes.
Right, well, we've just found out and asked the landlords here, and there's nobody upstairs. You were starting to pick up
you were
on
about to say
witchcraft.
something.
Yes. There's the atmosphere from the higher levels is coming down. I just seem to be surrounded by, the only way I can describe it, it's nothing short of evil intent. And it comes from the higher level. There's been a number of souls slain here. Because there are young ladies.
What do you mean? You mean sacrifice?
There was torture, yes. There was children. There was children. Where's the coffin? What? Where's the coffin? What does that mean? Sam says, where is the coffin? Talk about the coffin. A coffin.
I don't know anything about a coffin. Do you, Richard?
No.
There's a coffin with
Oh, hang on.
We've got a coffin
here,
with
yeah.
a Chough bird skeleton in it.
This is the link that Sam's talking about. This is a
Found in the
whip.
fireplace.
What?
Yes.
What?
It's found in the
Found in the
fireplace several
fireplace.
years ago.
A proper coffin?
Little
Little
wooden
box.
coffin with the dead.
Yes.
All that's left is the bones.
Can we see? Do we know where the coffin is?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
here.
Oh, can we get
Good.
it?
I'll have to go upstairs then.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry about that. I completely forgot about that.
There's a woman here who was she was a practicing witch, and she walks around actually, but she's mostly upstairs. Sorry.
Right.
Well, oh, sorry. So you can hold it for the energies.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
oh my God.
Yeah. It's absolutely original. Okay, and it links
Put it
with
on the
her.
table. It links with Winifred.
I take it to be, yes.
That is revolting.
Why? What? I don't understand it.
Well,
What does it
Sam,
mean?
It's a symbol,
Is it
I
a
suppose.
pet, a beloved pet?
Yes.
What
or-
they call a familiar, didn't they?
The witch is familiar.
A what?
A familiar.
That the witches had animals
Yes.
that they used as that were part of their
Right.
whatever they did, and
Yes.
they would use birds or cats or.
And this would belong to her. Or maybe that's in her energy coming back. She would know where this was. Who are you? Oh, I don't like them. I don't like... This is the name George here with me.
Are you saying
I was-
he's quite
This is
close?
what I was
Energy's
just
in
doing.
Do you
here, yes.
feel anything,
It's
David?
really cold.
Is it?
Yes.
You just-
well, I think
come
this
in.
is quite cold. Here.
What actually happened, what drew my attention, I just, out of the corner of my eye, saw this, like, bent-over figure like this. There's something here that should be recognised. And he's writing it out. W-I-N. Winifred. There's something that should be written, and it's in connection with Winifred, the name. It's like,
what's
what
that?
is that? What is that, Sam? It's like you know, when a person, like it's a headstone, like a headstone.
Shall I tell you, Derek?
What?
Shall I tell Derek?
Well, I think he's
Pretty close. This is a headstone from a grave.
Oh my God! This
So
is
it
her.
is.
This is her.
Does it actually say Winifred on it?
I think you can only make it just about the W-I-N and maybe a few letters later or something. It's easier to sort of look upside down and use your finger.
Upside down.
That's an N. There's an N
Is it?
there. And there's an I there.
Yeah, that's an F.
You can read it.
Okay. The
And
energy.
you knew nothing about this.
No, I mean I've not walked into the place.
But we were in.
no one knew about this call.
I honestly, I certainly didn't know it was connected with Winifred.
I mean, I think this coffin... I think
That's unbelievable.
I can't believe
I think it's
that.
And you can
You
actually...
forgot.
You've actually just said that you forgot to tell us
Completely
about it.
forgot about it, yeah. We've only just, when Derek mentioned a coffin, suddenly remembered that we had the coffin of the dead bird.
So that's the first time today you've mentioned
First
that
time
any of the
today
crows-
it's been brought up, yeah.
So the Chough's Hotel may have connections to some form of witchcraft, but what of Judge Jeffries and the grisly deaths? David, Richard Felix and myself decided to take a break from the inn and investigate a nearby crossroads, thought to be the site for the hanging and eventual execution of the 12 men of Chard following their trials during the assizes. We invited medium Ian Lawman to join us, but he strongly felt that a tree 100 yards further down the lane may hold more significance.
I feel this tree, I'm very convinced with this tree, and I feel this branch coming out here, I feel a tightness of my neck around here. Wow.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Well, there's actually, if you look at the branches, it actually dips down. This one here.
That's the one with the
Yes,
dip like that.
yes.
That's where people would have been hung from. I feel laid down and I'm shackled with my legs, and people are actually booing and shouting and actually throwing things at them as they're coming down here.
Yeah, I can imagine that. You see, they were hanged, drawn and quartered. Hanged for 3 minutes, taken down alive, and then laid on a large block, like a bed,
Yeah.
a butcher's
Yeah.
block.
Yeah.
Well, that's fascinating. So basically, where they've got the crossroads
Yeah.
is not where it took place, according to you.
The crossroads was the meeting place, and I feel we
Would
only
you- would they
invited
watch
a
from
select
there?
few
Yeah.
down to watch the execution.
Yeah. So that would mark the point where they
Yes,
would watch
that's
it.
right.
Intrigued by this discovery, Ian decided to return to the Chough's Hotel to see if he could sense any further spirits. Even though our guest David Ball is clearly interested in what Ian has already revealed, he can't quite leave his scepticism behind.
You haven't sat at home going, "Oh, look, all the history." This
Oh
is...
God, no, not at all. No, I mean, obviously everyone thinks that us mediums
they
do that, which is understandable. But no, I've not researched or done any history on the place. So let's go for it and see what happens.
Ian and David have chosen to start with the first floor lounge, where no instances of anything paranormal have been recorded. Will Ian be able to detect anything in here?
I feel that somebody would have been, a gentleman would have been very good with woodwork, because he's using his hands. At first I thought I was going to give a message to John, but I feel his name would have been John. I don't know whether he had a problem with his body or his limbs, but I felt there was a connection with limbs, or certainly, I don't know whether he lost limbs or something like that, you understand?
Just along the landing is the children's bedroom, where Ian feels that this particular character had some further connection.
For some reason, I can't see a lady present with the child, but I can see this gentleman present. Quite a longish beard to a point, quite strict, and he's getting very angry with the child. The child has a disability. It certainly, there's a problem with the child, and this is why they want rid of the child. I can still hear the suffocation.
With the story incomplete, Ian and David moved downstairs to the bar room in pursuit of more information.
Gillingham. Had connections here. Quite a big wig, quite a gentleman who was financially stable, had money. He portrayed himself as a very nice man who would help people, but also I feel that he had a very dark side to his personality, where he would change with a flip of a coin. He'd want to help people, but he would loan money out to them, and if they didn't repay it, they would suffer.
With Ian sensing the presence of not only a disabled boy, but also a businessman who manufactured artificial limbs, the story at the Chough's Hotel seems to be taking some more unusual turns. We were all becoming very interested in this building and decided to revisit the attic using our night vision cameras. A man was found hanged here, and there has also been well-documented poltergeist activity. Not surprisingly, we were all a little on edge.
We've had a light bulb come flying down and smash by us. When we looked at the light fitting, the light bulb was still there and there was no light bulbs really stored in there, so we had no explanation for where it came from.
It's really cold.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this, but it appears to me here as if we've got a group of spirit individuals who are listening or watching our every movement in this atmosphere right now. And I feel, when I say a group, I'm talking about possibly 4 or 5 of them, and there's a mixture of females, more females than males.
I don't like, can I just say, I don't like standing with my back to
See, that's the back of me here?
Yeah.
This is an energy here at the back of me trying to force through here, as if I've got some form of rituals going on here around me, and these people talking and whispering, a lot of whisperings going on between females and males. We are being monitored. They don't like us being here. They most definitely do not like us being here.
With everyone on edge in the cold attic, just how would these spirits respond to our presence, and how would they make their feelings known?
When Derek was talking, I was convinced I could see something behind him.
The Chough's Hotel is starting to make us all feel very uneasy, particularly Most Haunted live presenter David Bull and myself. The attic has a horrible feel to it, not least because Derek has felt a strange spiritual energy that he thinks is associated with witchcraft.
The only way I can describe it, all around my thoughts here are as like a person doing incantations, and there's like spells, and there's all kinds of things, horrible, rotten smells that are coming to me here, and the fragrances.
I'll tell you one thing, though, I don't flipping like it in here. Do you, David?
No, I don't like it at all. I've gone really, really cold. And when Derek was talking, I was convinced I could see something behind him.
I don't like whatever it is, but that's why I didn't want to stand there.
But then I keep trying to rationalise it, saying, well, no, I'm making it up now because it's not that kind of environment. We're psyching each other up.
Yeah.
I know that these individuals here, these spirit individuals, are very capable of doing things for us. So come on, we're asking you, we're in your environment.
Are they here?
Yes, they are.
Definitely.
This right to the back of me here, I know there's a couple of them. And I'm just waiting to see what they're going to do. It's I feel the group and they're thinking out what they want to do.
Come on. If you don't want us in this room or in this house, then please do something now. Please do something to prove your existence. Can you hear my voice?
They're going to play with us. They're going to play with us, this group. I know they will.
How many are you saying?
I feel at one count, just, you know, I sense 5.
It's really weird, but I feel as though there's something over here.
I know.
Behind you.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a draft, but there can't really be a draft from behind me, but I've gone really cold by my back. All down my sort of right side.
What was that?
Tom?
I just heard something like movement. Ooh, it's like movement over in the corner.
I thought you turned it off.
Is it off?
It's off.
The only likely explanation for this low rumbling sound was a freezer stored in the attic. But landlord Jason had purposely switched it off before filming had commenced. What could have caused this noise, and would we find out?
That's not normal. I've never heard that in here before.
No, right.
It's like gurgling, as if there was a lot of air in amongst it. I've never heard that.
Do you know, it's really weird. I get the definite sense we're being played with.
Oh, yes.
And I, as you know, I'm not one that would normally say that.
I know.
But I've got this, I really feel we're not here on our own.
I'm shaking. I am physically shaking.
But I've also got this very strong feeling about something where Carl was.
Yeah, well, just a moment ago we heard a sequence of noises going along that area and ending up in the corner. That could be, you know, spirit movement. I feel, you know, it is so strong. The listening into, the gathering, the group of them, you know, just toying with us. So I think we're in for a really interesting night in investigation here.
We never located the source of the strange noise, and with us all feeling some sort of presence around us, we ventured into the children's bedroom. A scene for the apparent suicide of a girl who may still befriend youngsters living here today. But is this the only youthful presence?
And this is the children's room.
Yeah.
Okay. It's often said children will always attract, best part of the time, children's energies from the world of spirits or of children.
Yeah.
There's got to be an experiences of children linking with children here.
Yeah.
But I feel one particular child would either have an impediment or would not be walking properly, and I get this, oh bless that child that comes here. Oh, he's with me. He's with me.
Who's with you?
I feel this is a boy's energy.
There's something wrong with the child.
Yes. There's something wrong with the walk and the ability here. He's got a funny cap. This child's got a funny cap, funny shape. They just put that on my head.
Can I tell him what Ian said?
Yeah, go on.
The reason I went really cold then was because I came round the house this afternoon with Ian, and Ian picked up on a disabled child in this very room. Exactly as you described.
Okay, well, I've not spoken to Ian. You can check
That's
with
why I
Ian.
was looking at you like...
I know, because you told me.
Yeah.
The child has a disability. It certainly, there's a problem with the child, and this is why they want rid of the child. I can still hear the suffocation.
Is this the same child as next door?
Yeah, I feel this room
so
would have
someone's
been
suffocated this child?
Yeah. So this child's not wanted. Yeah.
Horrible.
Okay, when we talk about a person having an asthmatic seizure or fit, it's something like this and didn't recover.
So this child died of natural causes?
Yes. It certainly wasn't the life taken from him, no.
How old?
Oh, no older than 5. 4.
And it's definitely a little boy.
3, yeah, little boy. Absolutely.
We headed across the landing and into the long room. This was once the site where a young man was murdered after his involvement in a complicated love triangle. What negative forces, if any, would Derek detect in here?
This isn't a very nice room.
No, it's not, no. There's been a number of souls, both adults and children, that have lost their lives in this area. No, also something, because I get this mental go, boomf, everything is off. I don't want to make it sound like a question, but do you have a major breakdown, surge with the electricities in this property in the last couple of months?
We tend to have a huge problem with electric here. Light bulbs don't last 2 minutes. All of a sudden, you just seem to have a surge of electric and everything goes ping.
Yeah.
But the electric board have constantly said there's nothing wrong with the electric supply.
It's them. There's got to be a drainage. They've got to get it from somewhere. And that's why you're getting what's happening here. It's, you know...
There is something...
Not right.
No, I, as you know, we've been on so many investigations, and the crew will hear me say this. There is something not right with this place. I'm sorry, there isn't.
What are these spirits doing? Are they sitting there laughing at us?
Well, from what I gathered, I know they have stood back and they've been listening intently to us, observing, yeah, watching our movements. And, you know, I have this feeling that maybe they're waiting to see what we're going to do, this next step. And I've just got this inkling, this feeling that they're saying, wait till we separate them. Wait till we get them in a smaller group. Okay? I really do. Okay. And I feel that's probably what they're planning.
Back downstairs, we prepared for the vigils, which gave us the opportunity to recount our experiences to the rest of the group.
While we've been up there, we heard the fridge freezer sort of like did this massive noise, didn't it, David? Yeah. And it scared us to death. And we were told that the power wasn't on, and that's very unusual. It's never happened before. So
that's what we heard. You running away from it? Because
no, we didn't run. We weren't running. We were just stood there.
Oh, yeah. We heard a crowd of you all ran across this ceiling above us.
No one. We thought Derek had picked something up and scared you all, and it was more than one person.
I said, didn't I? A group of 5 or 6 was up there.
Not like we jumped.
No one ran.
Oh, we heard you.
No, it was definitely wrong.
Honestly.
Rachel, just tell us what you heard.
It was like, well, we all thought that Derek had picked up on something or you'd heard something, and people were running across from there, across that way, wasn't it? It sounded like scared.
Ian, Richard and Rachel were sitting in the ground floor skittle alley when they heard these heavy footsteps directly above them. But we were in the attic, much further along the first floor.
How does that make you all feel, knowing that there was none of that?
Spooked.
With that discovery at the back of our minds, it was time to separate into groups. David, Derek, John, Tom and myself went to the train room, whilst Richard, Ian and Rachel took their seats in the bar directly below us. We all agreed to stay still and as quiet as possible to reduce any confusion. It wasn't long before both groups started to sense that they may have visitors.
Very wealthy gentleman. He comes across very wealthy. He would have a top hat. He would come in for one quick, it's a small glass, one quick drink.
This really gives me, oh God, the shudders.
I can just pick it up. The longer we're in this atmosphere, they're going to try and take us by surprise. I feel that's what their intentions are.
What's that?
No, come here.
I can hear something.
Come on.
In fact, is anybody moving upstairs?
Oh, God.
Holy Mother Mary, go.
No. No one was moving. Derek's picking up something.
Sam, don't let him. Don't let him. Don't let him.
Got banging down here.
Get me back. Get me back.
We can hear it too. We're in the skittle room.
Derek, you okay?
Yeah,
Derek,
I'm
do
fine.
you want to come out?
That's a first attempt.
Yeah.
Okay, and what that was,
Derek's getting distressed.
I heard and understood
Go on.
these words. Holy Mary, full of grace, save me from this torture.
Ghostly apparitions, possession and witchcraft surround us in Somerset, and it was nearly time for some members of our team to begin their solitary vigils. But how would David Bull cope alone in the ghostly attic?
I think that's enough, thank you very much. I'm out of here.
Our visit to the Chough's Hotel has already uncovered a series of unexplained bangs and footsteps all around the building. Our vigil in the bar has revealed the possible presence of a ghostly drinker.
No. No one.
And Derek has had to ward off one possession in the train room. Although we were reluctant, it was time to return to the attic.
Come on, you lot, let's see what you can do. We've all grouped together. We know of your existence. See what you can do. Do what you want. You won't alarm us. And we're not going anywhere. We're staying all night. Oh, they're at the back of us now.
Yeah.
Can you feel it?
I can feel it over here.
What's get...
You're right, Derek.
Take it...
Derek, you're right.
It's blocking my ears. It's blocking my ears.
You're right.
Take it off. Take it off me. Sam? Take it off me. Oh, God.
Yeah, I heard that. It's like movement upstairs. I could hear those footsteps.
Is anybody moving upstairs?
No, we are standing so still. Why?
We've got really heavy thumping footsteps.
They're not making noise, are they, in there? But that's exactly where the sort of noise was, like footsteps. I could hear those footsteps.
We've got really heavy thumping footsteps.
The footsteps were indeed very strange, given that no one was moving upstairs at the time. We needed to investigate the other rooms along the first floor, and as soon as we were all settled in the long room, one of our cameras picked up this light anomaly.
I hear that.
That was my belly that time.
No, it was not.
Sounded like
One,
somebody
2,
walking.
3. Yeah, big footsteps.
Big footsteps. There it is again.
Yeah. They're quite heavy thuds. Again.
It's just constant knocking, isn't it? Throughout the night, we just had these footsteps.
With so much activity in the building, we were keen to check out the children's bedroom, where both Ian and Derek have previously located what appeared to be the spirit presence of a small boy. We all had a strange feeling that paranormal activity could occur here.
We know you're here. We know that you still live here. Do you feel trapped? Do you want to move on? If you do, we can help you. We're here to help you. Please try and do something.
Anybody moving upstairs?
No.
Okay, I've got really light, gentle footsteps.
What was that?
Fuck, what was that?
You hear it?
Fucked up.
There, right there. It's all right. It's all right. It's the door.
Isn't it the dog?
Is it the dog?
What's that?
We just heard something out here in the hallway, and Ray's just basically.
It was a of a...
Could it have been the dog opening the door?
No, you can't get out the door.
Can't you?
Which door?
They heard something before
No,
Ray got up.
twice the latch. The last one was
Someone
definitely...
was clipping it and
Which
hadn't
latch?
called it enough to push it.
So, one...
There's 3 rooms down there.
One of the bedrooms?
Yes.
We searched the building immediately, but could find no source for the scratching noise that we all heard, and that had completely rattled one of the calmest members of our team. Something strange is clearly going on at the Chough's Hotel. Our guest, David Bull, had entered our investigation in a sceptical frame of mind, and spending time alone in the building's notorious attic was something he really didn't want to do. But in the end, he bravely agreed to go it alone. Initially nothing happened, but after nearly half an hour in the attic, David genuinely began to feel that he might not be alone after all.
I don't know if it's me, but I'm convinced I just saw something. Like a figure darting across the room. But I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's because it's late. I didn't like it very much. It just kind of went across here, down here. Oh, I feel really weird. Yeah. I think that's enough, thank you very much. I'm out of here.
Our night in Somerset had been fascinating, as well as very unnerving. Our guest David Bull strongly believed that he experienced a very unusual sighting in the attic. The night was dominated by unexplained sounds, and uncannily, our mediums Derek Okora and Ian Lorman both sensed the presence of a small disabled boy in the children's bedroom. We have monitored all of the rooms throughout the 24 hours that we have spent here, although no other unusual sights or sounds were recorded. I think our visit to the Chough's Hotel has certainly been worthwhile. But how did the crew feel, and in particular, our first-time investigator, David Bull?
There's a ledge, sort of the white freezer thing, and I was convinced that there were people watching me from behind that thing, and every time I looked up, they disappeared down again behind there. And then, quick as a flash, I believe I saw like a trail of smoke leap down from the top of the chiller cabinet to the bottom of the floor. I looked to see where it had landed, and it moved to my right foot and disappeared. But it was like a trail of cigarette smoke, although it was almost curled like a snake, with the top of the snake's head being like a... I want to say that it was like a man's head with a hat on, which I know sounds really weird. I'm out of here.
What started out to be a rather mundane investigation, starting to get quite interesting.
There's something wrong with the walk and the ability.
The child has a disability.
Who's upstairs?
That's not normal. I've never heard that near before.
I don't think I've been in a place where I've heard so many footsteps and bumps and bangs that can't be accounted for.
Some really heavy thumping footsteps.
What was that? It's all right. It's all right.
Looking at David's vigil, it's quite clear that he is really convinced that he's seen something. Looking at his eyes, looking at his face, he's actually sweating. But remember, this is 3 o'clock in the morning. He's in a room which is completely dark, and it's a room that he's told this is where people have seen ghosts. So I think, again, his expectations are heightened. I remember it's the first time he's been on one of these investigations, so he doesn't really know what to expect.
It just kind of went across here.
Well, we all thought that people were running across from there, across that way, wasn't it? It
Scared.
sounded like scared.
It's difficult for me, having not been part of the investigation, to fully assess those footsteps, because I don't think the footage fully captures the experience of the people who were there at the time. The people who heard them are fully convinced they came from somewhere where there was simply nobody there. One curious incident is when the freezer makes a rumbling sound in the attic, and it scares everybody to death. And it's curious because the owner claims that he had turned the freezer off before the investigation began. Now, whether or not this could simply be the elements in the freezer simply cooling down is difficult to say, but it is rather weird.
Paranormal activity or just things that go bump in the night? Our investigation at Somerset's Chough's Hotel has given us all a lot to think about. Until the next time, sleep tight.